at one point you start to get into politics. You donated $1.2 million to Barack Obama's campaign?
Yo, where you getting these information from?
Is that not true?
I'm starting to think you CIA, man.
Hey man, this
Yeah,
is what I do.
it's true. It's out there now. It's out in the universe. Yeah, I did. To a super PAC.
Through a super PAC. So your corporation donated $1.2 million to the Barack Obama super PAC.
No. To a super PAC that backs Obama. He didn't have a super PAC. The super PAC basically is in the presidential campaign, you can only donate but so much money to the candidate. A super PAC is a PAC that's not totally in alignment with the president or the candidate, but they support the candidate causes. So like, and you can donate unlimited money, right? And what I'll do is, like, if I feel like Obama, and this is why I donated to the super PAC. We wanted to bring out black men between the age of 18 and 35 to go out and vote in these swing states. And the swing states were Ohio, Virginia, and Florida. So we took ads, encouraged them when and spoke to them, which, by the way, he won those 3 states. Okay? And so now when you got people like the Koch brothers, your audience probably never even heard of them. These are billionaire guys. Their super PACs is like $300, $400, $500 million. Right? So we, as black people, don't really do super PACs because we don't understand the game of politics. We don't understand how, obviously there's a generation who feel like, man, fuck voting. I don't like these people. They don't really listen to us. That's a whole different story. But anyway, so I got introduced to this super PAC called Black Men Vote. And it was, like I said, to go trying to register black men to go and vote. And so I donated the money to the super PAC.
I mean, you're someone who's made a lot of money and has invested his money and so forth, but 1.2 million is still a very significant amount. Why did you decide to put so much of your own money into the Obama campaign?
Because I believed in the cause, and I also just I had the money to do it. You know what I mean? But I felt like instead of go buy another watch, let me do something that's going to affect my life and my children's life and everyone else's life, right? The thing about us as black people, they like to put us like a monolithic group where all we do is one or two things. And we're so much bigger than that, so much more diverse than that, right? And so one of the things, though, there was a time in the turn of the last century, right after, even during slavery, after slavery, but right before slavery, we weren't allowed to read books. We weren't allowed to read anything, right? And so the minute we got the right to read, we stopped reading, right? The minute that we were allowed to vote, we stopped voting, right? And we as black people don't understand there are certain things that we have to take control of in order for us to take control of our destiny. Sitting here protesting with a picket sign, 2016, when that was effective in 1966, it's not as effective today. Because these corporations, these politicians have gotten more sophisticated. So I knew in order for me to help and believe in what at that time POTUS was doing. Sorry, POTUS means President of the United States, so we call him POTUS. Well, POTUS, his mandates and everything, I knew I had to go try to get him to win these states in order for him to get a second term. Now, I'm not saying I did it all by myself. There was a bunch of other people who was doing it, but there's very few black people doing it on that level. And so, did it, and hopefully other black people will follow and understand what super PAC means and the effect it can do to make changes for us. As the President of the United States, there's a lot of black people. I run into a lot of black folks. They feel like, well, we don't feel like he really did anything for us, whatever. But he is the President of the United States. Short of him wiring money in your account, what can he do? Because he got to govern the whole state, the whole 50 states, you know? So we got to make our own change. We got to take our change. And local politics is how I felt like doing it.
Well, and also Obama definitely set a goal for a group of people that thought that they were going to be able to achieve a goal like that in their lifetime. Like I personally didn't think there was going to be a black president in my lifetime.
I knew. I
And
felt that. I knew that the first time I met him.
okay, so you got a chance to meet him and actually spend time with him. Mm-hmm. So what was that like?
This is before he was a senator. I thought he was great. I thought he had it. And obviously I was more convinced in 2004 when he went to speak at the convention in Boston. He gave this great speech. That's kind of like when he started to rise in the political world. And then obviously 4 years later, he became the first black president.
Right, and then he got reelected.
Then he got reelected, right?
Yeah, I definitely, I mean, like, it's funny how so many people, especially Republicans, complain about the job that Obama did. But, I started my company in 2008, and I remember where the economy was at that point. I remember where the stock market was because I was investing in stocks also. And I look at where it is now, and it's a night and day difference. I mean, he really turned around the whole country.
I agree. But, look, I mean, listen, the reality is the reality, right? Him, what that stands for is that elephant in that room that a lot of people don't like to talk about. Being the first of anything in a world that's not accustomed to you being the first, there's going to be some drawbacks. And even him, as the son of a slave, even him, he had a drawback. Being the first black man, president of the United States of America, which is a tremendous accomplishment. The most powerful man on land. And they still found ways to disrespect their commander-in-chief. But it goes to show you how deep embedded racism is in this great, the United States of America.
What do you think about the whole situation?
Man, my point of view, man, I really feel like they tried to paint a bad picture on my brother and try to make him look like he was a hater. It was some envy, jealousy type shit, you know what I'm saying? And actuality, you know what I'm saying? Bro been having this shit, man. He been in the condo.
I got my hat on and I had my Coke bottles up under my hat. And I'm sitting at the dinner table like an asshole with the hat on, knowing she gonna tell me to take it off. And I'm just sitting there just gawping down, in my zone. She said, take that goddamn hat off at the dinner table. I'm like, come on, Mom. Coke everywhere.